social media manager. Welcome to another lesson. In this lesson, we'll be learning the essential skills you need to thrive and grow as a social media manager. Being a social media manager requires a mix of creative, analytical, and technical skills. You need to know how to create content, engage audiences, track performance, and adapt to trends as a social media manager. So what are the skills you need exactly? Let's get right into it. This lesson will cover the core skills that you need to thrive as a social media manager. And the first is content creation and creativity. As a social media manager, you must have the ability to design engaging posts, videos, and graphics. You must be able to understand different content formats, reels, stories, carousels, and so on. You must be able to use tools like Canva, CapCut, Photoshop, for content creation. So you must have eyes for good graphics. You must have eyes, even if you're going to be working with a graphics designer. As a social media manager, you need to have eyes for good graphics. You need to be able to tell when this graphics aligns with your brand goals or when it's not aligning with your brand goals. So content and creativity skills is a must for you as a social media manager. For instance, a fashion brand might need visually appealing photos and videos, real videos, transition videos, and all of those eye-catchy videos. While a brand that does real estate will be more focused on property-related videos, videos shot outdoor videos. A brand that does tech courses might need videos like this one, a talking head video shot in the studio. A brand that sells property, on the other hand, will need a video that is shot on the field, on the property. While a fashion brand, for instance, we need a content studio that is bigger and can take full videos for transitions and all of that. So you need to have a good content creation skills and creativity skills. Number two, as a social media manager, you need to have copywriting and caption skills. You need to be able to write compelling captions that grab attention. Yes, it's your duty to write captions for the brands you handle. You must be able to use storytelling to make your post relatable and engaging. You have to be different from someone who is not a social media manager. When you make posts, you should be able to say, oh, this person is a social media manager. So your post should be relatable. They should be engaging. They should make us want more. You must be able to understand the psychology behind effective call to actions. You must know when to use effective call to actions, when to use send a DM, visit the link in bio, drop a comment in the comment section. You must be able to use all of those CTAs. Now, number three is analytics and data interpretation. As a social media manager, you will deal with insights and data a lot. You would need to read data. So you must be able to understand metrics like reach, engagement, and conversions. You must be able to analyze what type of content is performing best on a brand's page or platform. You must also be able to use insights from your previous posts to adjust content strategy. For instance, if you've been posting a carousel post for a client before and you made a real post, it went viral. In fact, it didn't go viral, but then it had lots of engagement, lots of likes, saves, comments, follows, and shares. Then you've definitely done something right. You need to go back to your insight, check why that video did better compared to other contents you have been creating, adjust where necessary, and read the insights and be able to make informed decisions. So as a social media manager, you must be able to read data, you must be able to interpret data, you must be able to analyze data. And there are a number of tools that will help you do that. For starters, you can start by using the Instagram Professional Dashboard. The fourth skills you need as a social media manager is a community engagement and customer service skills. Yes, you must have a little bit of customer relation skills. Okay, I think this is the part that always gets me. I think this is the part that always gets me. Even when you are at your worst, as a social media manager, you must be able to handle crisis. You must be able to engage clients. You must be able to engage customer on your client page. So you must have a good customer service, especially when you're dealing with clients that want you to handle their DMs. Now, you must be able to respond to comments and DMs in a brand-friendly tone and in a timely manner. You must be able to encourage conversations with polls, quizzes, and interactive content. And you must be able to handle negative feedback professionally. So I remember I once worked with a client who told me that she had a social media manager so this client is a makeup artist, so she does makeup for popular brands and celebrities. And she had those clients she did the makeup for. And then this client is a celebrity. So the client was being dragged on social media. And the social media manager actually used the client's page, like that's the makeup artist page, to drop a negative comment on the client's dragging. I mean, someone that you posted on your page as your client, they were dragging the person, they were trolling the person, and then you use the client's page to go and respond to the troll. So please, you must be careful of things like that. For instance, if a customer complains about late delivery, you have to respond professionally, offer assistance instead of ignoring or deleting the comments. Number 5, you must have a good social media strategy and planning skills. You must be able to create a structured content plan. You must understand best posting times for each platform, how each platform works. You must be able to plan campaigns to achieve marketing goals for your brand or client. Sounding like it's too much, right? No, it's actually not. Skill number 6 you need as a social media manager is adaptability and continuous learning. You must be able to adapt. You must be able to keep up with social media trends and algorithms. This thing changes every day. For instance, months ago, Instagram used to be all about scare posts, scare posts, scare posts. All of a sudden, scare posts disappeared. Now we are seeing portrait posts. I mean, so you must be able to keep up with social media trends on all platforms. Joining communities on social media will help you keep up with latest trends will help you keep up with latest trends on social media. Another skill you need as a social media manager is to learn new tools and trends. You must be able to learn new tools, learn how to use new tools. You can't be saying you're a social media manager, you don't know how to use ChatGPT, you don't know how to use Metricool, you don't know how to use Later, you don't know how to use Hootsuite. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to learn how to use all of those tools. You should also know how to experiment with different content formats. All of this comes under adaptability and continuous learning. Now, there are a lot of other skills you need as a social media that includes time management, tech savviness, client communication, closing deals. Because when you eventually have your own agency, you must be able to know how to close deals. You must be able to know how to reach out to clients. You must be able to create templates. You must be able to onboard a client. You must be able to run a business. Yes, especially if you are going to be freelancing or run an agency as a social media manager, you must be able to know how to run a business, because now you are doing the business of social media. So you must be able to know how to run a business. There are lots of other skills, which includes crisis management and a whole lot of other tools. So in this module, you should find a document or PDF that highlights all of these other skills that you need to thrive and grow as a social media manager. See you in the next lesson.